Okay, let's unpack the stack then. We've got quite a collection here. Recent articles, reports.
Yep, all pulled from CoinMarketCap and related crypto news sites.
Places like the Crypto Times, Coinpedia News, Cornermedia, BitcoinInfoNews.com, Crypto Newsland, CoinLineup.com.
And crypto breaking news referencing CoinShares data, too, I see.
Exactly. It's quite the mix, isn't it?
For sure. It covers a lot of ground, enterprise stuff, specific altcoins, even bigger market forces.
Right. So our mission in this deep dive is basically to cut through all that. We want to pull out the key bits, the really interesting details.
The important takeaway.
Yeah, the insights from these specific sources we have in front of us, just to give you a clear snapshot of what's been happening, according to this material anyway.
What's moving, what's driving it.
Precisely. Think of it as getting the essence,
Right.
the key points you need to kind of grasp the landscape quickly.
All based on this specific set of news and reports we've gathered.
All right, let's jump right in then. Kicking off with something maybe a bit more institutional.
Okay.
We have this piece about VivoPower, an established company, right? They've picked BitGo for exclusive XRP trading and custody.
Ah, yeah, I saw that. What's interesting there is, it's not just exploration. VivoPower is making a specific commitment.
To XRP, yeah, and through BitGo.
And BitGo is key here. They're known for being, regulated, secure.
Yeah.
It underlines that for companies getting into digital assets.
Especially for things like treasury or maybe operations.
Exactly. Secure, trusted custody isn't optional, right? It's essential.
So it suggests maybe more than just speculation. A deliberate plan, perhaps.
Could be. Definitely suggests a more serious integration than just, buying some crypto.
Okay, that's a clear signal on the adoption side. Now, shifting a bit away from specific companies to maybe broader market flows.
Right.
There's a source pointing to a CoinShares report. It noted a pretty significant surge in crypto funds recently.
Ah, yes, the fund flows. That report mentioned, $286 million in flows just last week.
Wow, okay.
But the really interesting part is where that money actually went.
Right, because the overall market conditions haven't been amazing everywhere.
Exactly. And despite that, Ether apparently topped the list for these fund purchases.
Ether, huh. So even with everything going on, the funds, the sort of smart money, they were buying Ether heavily.
Seems so, according to that report.
What does that tell us? That preference for Ether over, say, Bitcoin or others? Based on that report's angle.
Well, it suggests confidence isn't, evenly spread. You've got money coming in overall, but the focus on Ether.
Yeah.
It could reflect specific things, right? Maybe expectations about its ecosystem, staking yields after the merge, or other developments coming up.
So a bullish signal specifically for the Ethereum network from these bigger players.
Potentially, yeah.
Huh.
They might see it as a core long-term holding in their, crypto allocation strategy.
Interesting. Okay, that's the fun side. But crypto isn't just funds in big companies, is it? The altcoin world is where so much energy is.
Oh, absolutely. And the sources definitely touch on that. It's quite a dynamic picture.
What did we find there?
Well, one piece looked specifically at Shiba Inu, SHIB, noting its price looks oversold.
Oversold, right. And the article, it mentioned investors are maybe starting to move on, selling off.
Yeah, momentum weakening. And it talked about the whales, the big holders, shifting their focus, looking for newer opportunities, basically.
That sounds familiar. A classic altcoin pattern, maybe?
It really is, isn't it? A coin runs hot on hype, then it cools off, even if technicals like oversold suggest a possible bounce.
Meaning the price dropped maybe too fast on the charts.
Right. But the behavior, people losing interest, whales getting out, that can just overpower the technical signals.
Sentiment trumps charts sometimes, especially with these kinds of coins.
Definitely. Especially once that initial buzz fades,
Okay, so whales looking for new things. That actually leads nicely into some other articles, right? About promising pre-sales.
It does. Yeah, there's one talking up Quebetics, Qubetics.
And it positioned that as a, tops crypto pre-sale. Mentioned something like $17.5 million in momentum already.
Yeah, a big number for a pre-sale. And the focus was on a real-world tokenization platform.
Real-world tokenization, that's about linking blockchain to actual assets, right? Like property or art.
Exactly. Or even, revenue streams.
Hmm.
Using the blockchain to represent ownership of tangible stuff.
So that $17.5 million figure suggests there's real appetite for that kind of thing.
Significant early-stage appetite, yeah. Investors seem keen on projects promising to bridge that gap, the digital-physical gap.
Looking for tangible use cases, maybe, beyond just pure digital speculation?
Seems like it. That kind of momentum suggests investors are actively searching for that.
Okay, and then there was another one mentioned, BlockDAG. Much lower price point, 0.0001, I think.
Yeah, BlockDAG. And the article presented it as like a potential next big break.
Comparing it to established coins like BNB, TRX, NearRX, framing it in this context of rising market optimism.
Right, and that captures that other side of crypto, doesn't it? The pure speculative energy.
Looking for the moonshot.
Exactly. Articles like that, they're aimed right at investors hoping for, explosive growth from these really low-cap coins. Comparing it to giants like BNB is, well, ambitious.
A bit of a stretch, maybe?
Maybe. But it shows that constant search for the next 100x, right?
Yeah.
It's less about a clear use case like tokenization and more about betting on hype and future adoption.
A different kind of risk appetite compared to the institutional stuff we started with.
Totally different.
And then maybe at the completely opposite end of the spectrum from, BitGo and real-world assets.
Uh-oh. Where are we going now?
We've got a report about something called FUCK coin.
Oh, right. That one. Launched by Moonshot, was it? On Solana?
Yeah, on Solana.
Yep.
And apparently it already hit like a $9.6 million market cap.
Wow. Well, there's the meme coin phenomenon for you in all its glory.
It's quite something.
It really is. A stark reminder, maybe a bit bewildering, of just how diverse and sometimes, let's say, irrational the crypto market can be.
A coin with that name.
On a fast chain like Solana, which is kind of a hub for these things because it's cheap and quick.
And hitting nearly $10 million market cap almost instantly.
It just shows the power of community, speculation, internet culture. Memes, basically. It's pure virality, totally detached from fundamentals.
It exists because people think it's funny. Or that someone else will.
Pretty much. It's a whole different universe from, VivoPower carefully selecting BitGo for XRP custody.
What a contrast. Okay, one more angle covered in these sources. There was a piece linking crypto to, bigger global events.
Ah, the macro connection.
Yeah, specifically discussing how the market reacted to geopolitical tensions. China and the U.S. were mentioned.
Right. And that's a good reminder, isn't it? Crypto might aim for decentralization, but it doesn't live in a bubble.
Not at all.
Major geopolitical stuff, especially between big players like the U.S. and China, creates uncertainty. And that hits all financial markets.
Including crypto.
Including crypto. It might react differently sometimes, sure. But increased global tension often means more volatility as investors everywhere kind of reassess risk.
So the article basically highlighted that crypto isn't immune. These external macro factors matter.
They absolutely do.
Yeah.
That's another layer you have to think about.
Wow. Okay, that was quite a tour just through this one batch of sources.
Yeah, we covered a lot of ground.
We started with, an enterprise like VivoPower using BitGo for XRP, then looked at fund flows, according to CoinShares data, heavily favoring Ether.
Right. Then dove into altcoins, Aave facing challenges, whales moving on, the big pre-sale for Quebetics and its tokenization focus.
The speculative buzz around BlockDAG is maybe the next big thing.
Yeah.
And then the meme coin example with FUCK coin on Solana.
And we wrapped it up by connecting it back to the bigger picture, how geopolitical tensions, like with China and the U.S., can ripple into the crypto market too.
And all these points, these insights, they're pulled directly from that collection of articles and reports linked via CoinMarketCap.
Gives you a real curated snapshot of the recent news cycle from those specific publishers.
Yeah, hopefully seeing all these sort of disparate pieces side by side helps show just how complex, how multi-layered the crypto market is right now.
Definitely. You got everything from serious corporate adoption and project development
to macroeconomics, global politics, and the totally unpredictable meme coin stuff.
It paints a really dynamic picture, sometimes even contradictory,
Absolutely. So considering all that, this sheer variety we just talked about, enterprise solutions, multi-million-dollar pre-sales for real-world assets, meme coins hitting huge valuations overnight, global politics shaking things up. What does this incredible mix tell you?
Yeah, what does it say about the current state of crypto? Its maturity. Or maybe, it's striking immaturity in some ways.
It certainly raises an important question, doesn't it? Where exactly is this ecosystem right now?